Hey guys, welcome to SCB TV channel 182. My name is Michelle Amara, and today I'm so excited to introduce to you guys another new show called Her Story. This program is meant to highlight amazing women in our community. You know, one day I was here in Henry County and I was just looking around and I thought to myself how lucky I am to be surrounded by such powerful, amazing, courageous women right here in our own community. So this series, we're going to be showcasing some of those stories. Anywhere from amazing weight losses to cancer survivors. We're even going to be showcasing amazing women that have started their own nonprofits. I want to give a special shout out to all of our partners that have helped make this series possible. 360 Med Spa, Eagles Landing OBGYN, and we even have Mary Kay's Gia Jakowski in-house giving all these ladies beautiful makeovers. So you guys stay with us, you're not going to want to miss it. We'd like to give a special thanks to our partners for Her Story, Eagles Landing OBGYN, French Market in Locust Grove, 360 Med Spa, and Gia Jakowski of Mary Kay.
At Eagles Landing OBGYN, we strive to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere. A place where women of all ages will be comfortable no matter what the reason for their visit. Eagles Landing OBGYN offers a full range of obstetric and gynecological services, all at one location. From FDA-approved 3D digital mammography, AIUM certified ultrasounds, bone density scans, urinary incontinence therapy, pelvic health therapy, lab services, infertility, pregnancy care, menopause treatment, fibroid treatment, bleeding problems, and yearly well woman visits. Our doctors specialize in minimally invasive surgeries, vaginal prolapse, and urogynecology, and much more. Our diverse group of physicians and friendly staff are sure to take care of your every need and more. At Eagles Landing OBGYN, we understand the importance of quality compassion care. Start the conversation today about your female healthcare needs. Call Eagles Landing OBGYN at 770-474-1919 to schedule an appointment. Visit our website at www.eagleslandingobgyn.com.
I drove by this building, it was for sale for many years, and watched it and thought about it, came up with plans and drawings, and it was just a dream.
She really knew that this building had potential and she could do some cool stuff with it.
This was originally the Gardner Hardware store from 1902.
Folks come up to Lauren every day and say, hey, I bought my first bicycle at that hardware store. I put things on layaway upstairs.
We studied for days trying to come up with a great name for this place. And we decided on the French Market, which is the destination in New Orleans.
Being from New Orleans, I grew up in a family of chefs. And it's not just New Orleans, it's New Orleans meets the South as well. So we definitely try to tie in Georgia. We use pecans from her family's farm.
And we thought, what a better way to describe our heritage, or Rick's heritage, and bring it here to the South and blend the two together.
In Henry County, history has a name.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Rick. And this is the French Market.
And welcome to Her Story, brought to you by Eagles Landing OBGYN. You know, this is going to be the first story that we're going to be sharing, and we are so excited to share with our audience some of the amazing women that are right here in our community that have maybe gone through some difficult times but are doing great, victorious things. And right now with me, I have Lori Beth. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So Lori Beth was definitely one of the ones that was favorited in the nominations that came through. That's how we were able to select some of the women here, was we literally put a post out there on Facebook, and we had several people that came and said, you've got to share her story. So how are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your personal story.
Okay, in 2006, it was December of 2006, I was on the way to take my oldest son to preschool. I had two boys at the time, they were 5 and 3, and I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter Rachel. And we were on the way to school and we were hit head on by a driver that was driving recklessly and had crossed the center line.
Oh, wow.
And so we were trapped in the car actually for a little over an hour, and they life flighted us to Grady. Once we got to Grady, we did have a heartbeat, but about an hour after, we lost her heartbeat. And so at that point, they, of course, started focusing on my injuries and stabilizing me. And then the next day, we got to a point where they felt that we could deliver her. So she was, my daughter Rachel was born the next night, about 9:30 at night. And so that's kind of how our story was started. Yes.
I know it's a sad story, but it's something that, you know, even through this tragedy, you have gone to do so many great things. And just to hear women talk about you, I mean, even before we started the concept for this show, Her Story, I mean, hearing people talk about you is a lot of the reason why this show even got started, is because we are surrounded by so many great women and women that are really making a difference. So since that happened, I can only imagine what the grief and everything was like that from there, but you've done some pretty awesome things since then. So you want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. So when I was going through my physical recovery, I had about 2 years of a lot of surgeries. My husband called me Humpty Dumpty. They were putting me back together again. And during that time, of course, I had a lot of downtime, or as much as you can have with a 5 and 3-year-old boys.
Oh, wow.
But while all the focus was on my physical recovery, I was struggling with the emotional part of the recovery of losing a child.
Right.
And so I started reaching out to other moms who had lost babies, just trying to get my feet under me and getting some help getting through that emotional part. And so the thing that really struck me as I was navigating that was, in every conversation I had, there were 2 main things that every single mom that had lost a baby, no matter what the situation was, that they were struggling with. And one was the sense of avoidance and isolation, because it's not a subject that's talked about all that much.
Right.
And either those feelings in the hospital by the hospital staff, or after they got home by family and friends. And most of the time a combination of both. And then the other was the regrets that they had over things not done. You know, when you're in that situation in the hospital, it's a blur. You know,
Right.
you can't think logically. You are in shock, which doesn't allow you, you know, to really think and think about what you may want. And so I started, when I saw that these were very common struggles, I started reaching out to the medical community to see what was it that they do, that they have in place. And what I learned really quickly is they didn't. There really isn't education out there for nurses on how to walk a patient through that while they're in the hospital, to try to lessen some of those regrets that come later on and so forth. And the nurses are just as uncomfortable sometimes, you know, talking to the patients and knowing what to say or do. And so it all kind of just ballooned from there. I looked for an organization to join that was already doing something, but I couldn't find anything. I found a lot for after you were home from the hospital, a lot of books and support groups and so forth, but nothing for at the time of crisis in the hospital room, when you need to do all of those things while you still have the child there physically, you know, to be able to walk through that.
So I know, so since coming through all this and in that need where you needed to reach out and you saw that there was not anyone there, and you've done this research to find out what organizations are there, you found there was none there. And so since then you have started Rachel's Gift, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about Rachel's Gift.
Okay, gladly. Rachel's Gift.
You had a smile on your face when you said that. Just to say that. I mean, you can see it in your eyes that is something that you definitely have a passion for and you're doing great things with.
Well, I feel like a lot of it brings me joy because Rachel herself she didn't live long enough to make an impact, to make her mark on the world, to, you know, be who she was going to be. And so I feel like Rachel's Gift has given me that gift to be able to, as her mother, spend the time that I would be raising her into kind of making that mark for her in her place. And so what we do, we started in 2008, and we have done, like I said, a lot of research in the medical community and the counseling community, and we have put together a 4-hour training program for nurses that they can go through. And you know, there's the 3 types of patients. There's the moms who have live healthy births, and the moms who have sick babies who have to go into the NICU, and then, you know, the moms whose babies die. And there's been a lot of education on the first 2 and not so much the third. So we try to fill that gap. And so nurses and the hospital staff have been really overwhelmingly so excited to get the education. They want to know how to take care of that patient.
Wow.
And so they want to know, they want to have the tools and the training to walk in that room and feel confident and more comfortable. It's never a comfortable situation,
Right.
but more comfortable walking in that room and feeling like they have the tools to help that patient, begin that
The
grieving
process.
process in a healthy way and not avoid it.
And it's funny because you think about nurses being medically trained on how to handle situations, but it's not like this is a lot of emotional, like what to say, how to nurture them. I can imagine what the training is, and it's good to hear the nurses are excited to learn it and to be able to provide that for the women that come through.
They are, and I'm really excited. It's really been my hope, and we actually are starting on that journey now. I don't want to mention the school because all the I's have not been dotted yet and the T's crossed, but my hope was eventually to get into the nursing schools so that the students could get this education before they even graduate. So no matter what hospital they go to, they are prepared from day one that they're going to have those patients, okay, and this is what I do. So.
Well, congratulations on the legacy that
Thank
you're
you.
leaving for your daughter Rachel, because I can only imagine, the pain that you've gone through, but to see what is coming from that, congratulations on that. And I'm so, thankful that you've received the healing. So thank you so much for sharing your story here with us. And from 360 Med Spa, we want to give you a little something to help you pamper yourself.
Thank you.
So in closing, would you like to share with the audience where they can find more information out about Rachel's Gift?
Absolutely. If you go to our website, rachelsgift.org, there are lots of things on there, ways you can get involved. We do provide a lot of things to families in the hospitals. We are in 3 states and 27 hospitals now, so we definitely need help packing the things that go to the hospitals and making things that go into the boxes, as well as helping with just general things around the office. And we do have events and fundraisers. We are a 501c3, so we raise all of our own money through having fundraisers and grants and so forth. So there's ways you can donate or participate in our events to help us in our mission.
Awesome. So I do have one more final question. Do you know how many women that you've helped since you started?
We are, with actual patients that we've seen in the hospital, we are up right now around 1,700 families.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
What an amazing thing it is that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
You guys make sure you stay tuned. We've got another fantastic story right after this commercial break.
Lash Spa Studio gives you the luxury upscale experience every woman dreams of. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres and drinks while you meet with your professional licensed esthetician to bring your eyelash dreams to reality. Lash Spa Studio offers many eyelash styles, from classic to volume, ombre to color, and bottom lash extensions as well. We also specialize in brow extensions, massage, facials, and many other spa services. Looking for a fun night out with friends? Host your own private party here with us. Lash Spa Studio is conveniently located at 1100 Eagles Landing Parkway in Stockbridge. Give us a call today at 678-961-5311. At Lash Spa Studio, it's all about the eyes.
It's Fancy That Jewelry. Let's go in and see what they have.
Oh, come on, not another jewelry store. I'll just wait outside.
Oh, come on. It'll just take a second.
I'll just stay out here and watch the wet paint dry.
Oh, come on. We'll go in and come right back out.
Oh.
What do you think of this one, honey?
Fancy That Jewelry in Stockbridge. It's like a party you'll never want to leave.
Honey, you ready to go? Honey?
Where are you? He's been looking around for you.
What do you want me to do? I'm stuck on I-75.
Can you stall them?
No, he just got here.
Oh, I'm still 20 minutes away.
Joe, I'm trying to get to the airport, but traffic is horrible.
The I-75 South Metro Express lanes will get you where you need to be faster. They're coming soon, so get a Peach Pass. Sign up at peachpass.com.
And welcome back to Her Story, brought to you by Eagles Landing OBGYN. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this first episode so far. And right now, we've got a special guest with us. I'm so excited to share a little bit of her story. We've got Lydia with us today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well today. Thank you.
So Her Story, the whole concept behind the show is to honor amazing women in the community. And, there are some amazing women that maybe we've lost in our life. And Lydia has lost her mom, and she's going to share with us a little bit about the impact that she had on her. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about your mom.
So my mom, her name was Sherry, and I grew up in the house with her. She stayed at home for years and worked this tag office when she got older. And we were older, so we got to. I was very close to her, and I got to share just life with her. She was one of my best friends, like my best friend, and so I got to see her life and her impact on my life. She's very patient, most patient person I've ever known. She loved the Lord so much, and everyone who knew her, I don't even think she had an enemy. But so I got to watch her just be such a great example of who Christ is, and just exemplifying that. And in about the spring of, I want to say 2009, right before my grandmother had passed in that August, she started having issues with her health. And so she started declining. She had sight problems, fatigue, and just more and more things kept happening. Right. And it was difficult to see. I didn't think anything would become of it. I thought, she would just be suffering just in general. But then the years went by. By the last 6 months of her life, she was bedridden, and she couldn't do anything but move her left arm and her, like face muscles and stuff like that. She could thankfully still talk and eat, so that was good. But seeing your mom suffer is something really hard. And she loved to serve our whole family. Wow. And so her being bedridden was probably the hardest thing for her.
And your mom was diagnosed with MS, correct?
Oh, yes. Yes. She has multiple sclerosis, and it's a nerve disease, which takes over whatever it really wants.
And just listening to your story, I definitely personally relate to it, because number one, my mom has MS as well, and then I have a daughter. So to hear you talk about your mom, I could only wish and hope that my daughter would have something similar to that, just part of what you said, you know what I mean? So since your mom's passing, I know there's been some difficult times in your life and different things that you have experienced. Can you tell us a couple of those things that maybe you wish you would have been there for?
Yeah. So I know seeing her, the hardest part was being at home and seeing her suffer, and because I couldn't fix it, like I love helping people, I love encouraging people, but when it's something that out of control, like I had to give it to God. And the hardest part was probably not even a month before she passed, I watched her just suffer. I remember leaving the house one day, crying, bawling my eyes out, driving in the car, and just praying. Suffering's a hard thing for a lot of people. And I know it's a lot of people say, I don't want to trust in God, or I don't want to trust in, that something good can come out of this. But I was like, I know God's good. He's been good before. He's going to be good forever. And so I was trying to figure out, how is this good? How is her suffering good? And so I prayed. I was like, Lord, I know you can heal her. If you can heal her, then do that. If not, I was like, take her, which is a hard prayer to pray. But I know that heaven is far better because she's with Christ.
And just to hear your relationship and your trust and your faith in God, that is really the only thing that can get you through a situation like this. So tell me how you've grown closer to God through this entire process in your life. Because how old are you?
I'm 23 now.
See, 23 years old, and you've experienced a lot in life. So how did it bring you closer to God?
I saw just how consistent he is, even in the midst of suffering. Wow. God is still, a circumstance can't change God. He's bigger than that. He knew everything before it began. And so knowing Scripture, it's never been wrong, it's never failed me. And so I was like, I'm going to have to believe that. And it didn't fail. And I had a community of people, so I got to see God's character through community and friendship and that kind of thing, people to encourage me. And God was just so loving and consistent. So it's hard.
That was amazing to hear you say that, and until you personally go through it, to me it sounds like I couldn't imagine. But you know what? You've got such strength and such certainty in the words that you're saying. I know your mom would be so proud of you right now. So since this show is called Her Story and we're honoring amazing women in the area, tell me, what kind of impact did she leave with you? And what do you want her story to be shared and people out there in the audience to know about her?
Well, I remember on the day of her funeral, my dad preached it, and I sang at her funeral. And from then on, like, me and my dad were talking before the funeral, and we wanted to first honor God and then honor my mom.
Wow.
And so we took that, and that's kind of the thing. So we want her example is just Christ. It's not anything else that she left behind other than Christ, and a lot of patience is like the main word I can always think of. So loving, so caring, would always help people. Even when she used to work at the tag office, and she was patient with every customer that ever came in there.
Wow, it sounds like you had an amazing lady raising you.
That's right.
So I know that since your mom's passed, you've actually looked to music, but first Christ, but definitely to music. That's been a lot of the healing. So you've actually created your own CD. We actually met her at Mellow Mushroom. She was up there performing one night. So tell us a little bit about your CD and the healing that's come through singing since your mother's passing.
Yeah. So I've sang and played music I've sang for pretty much my whole life, and I picked up guitar in like the middle of high school, but I never thought how much music would impact healing like that, and just getting through things, and how much it would help me process things. And so I wrote in 2 of the songs on the album, The Wilderness, which is the title, and Even More are both, I wrote both of those after my mom passed. And those 2, I just want people to know that God is still good in suffering. It's kind of the story, and to trust Him even more. He's worthy of trust. And even more, it talks about how the joy of the Lord is our strength. It's not our own joy. We can't rely on our own strength. It's the joy of the Lord.
You need to be speaking places, girl. You've got an amazing testimony, and the courage and the strength that you found from Christ I admire it, looking at it. So congratulations is not the word to say, but I definitely do look up to you and can respect the growth and the strength and the love and the pride that you have in your mom, and the courage and the strength that God has given you to go through this. So you guys do not go anywhere. We're not going to take a commercial break. We're actually going to check out one of her songs. So you guys stay with us. We're going to have a quick break right after this video from Lydia.
When I can't feel you near to me, and darkness is all I see, I look back on all you've done and see your goodness and mercy in the desert. Deepest sea, in the suffering, when I cannot see, oh, I will trust you, Lord, even more, even more, even more. You go before me, and you go behind me, and your love restores me in the moment of my doubt. So keep my anxious heart to sing, and help me find the peace you bring. When I can't make sense of things, oh, lead me in this mystery, in the desert, in the deepest sea, in the suffering, when I cannot see, oh, I will trust you, the moment of my doubt. The joy of the Lord will be my strength. Oh, the joy of the Lord will be my strength. Oh, the joy of the Lord will be my strength. Oh, the joy of the Lord will be my strength. You go before me, and you go behind me, and your love restores me in the moment of my doubt. Even more, even more, even more, even more, even more, even more.
Well, I hope you guys at home have enjoyed the song that Lydia just performed for us. I mean, she's a great girl. Definitely check her out on Instagram. Where can they find your music at?
You can search LydiaSimonsMusic.com and it'll lead you to all my social media. Instagram at Lydia's Music, and I'm on Facebook at Lydia Simons Music.
Awesome. You guys definitely check her out. And then we want to give you this on behalf of 360 Med Spa.
Okay.
They're giving us treats for all the ladies here, so we hope that you can pamper yourself a little bit.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being transparent, you know, and sharing your story of your mom and the amazing things and the amazing impact that she had. I know there's people at home that are out there watching it and have enjoyed you hearing your story.
That's my hope.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you still getting that puff of air when you go to the eye doctor? Are you still going through the side effects after having your eyes dilated? Get out of the dinosaur age. Come to McDonough Family Eye Care, where they have the latest technology to get the most thorough and comprehensive eye exam. That's the McDonough Family Eye Care, 1044 Avalon Parkway in McDonough.
The Health Minute, presented by Eagles Landing OBGYN. Menopause is the time in a woman's life when she naturally stops having menstrual cycles. Menopause happens when your ovaries stop making estrogen. The average age that women go through menopause is 50. Perimenopause refers to the years leading up to menopause. Perimenopause normally begins in your 30s and 40s. This is when the estrogen produced by the ovaries begins to decrease. The change in estrogen levels can cause changes in your menstrual cycle. Your cycles may become heavier or even irregular. You should discuss any cycle changes with your doctor. Besides changes to your menstrual cycle, you may also experience hot flashes, problems sleeping, and vaginal changes. Menopause can also cause women to have bone changes due to decrease in estrogen in their body. Normally, 4 to 8 years after menopause, our bodies start losing bone density at a more rapid rate, making us at risk for osteoporosis. The bones in the hip, wrist, and spine are affected most. You have options to help with the symptoms of menopause. A healthy lifestyle and routine healthcare visits can help with adjusting to menopause, including proper nutrition and exercise. Call Eagles Landing OBGYN at 770-474-1919 to schedule an appointment to speak with a doctor about your menopause concerns and options.
We hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode of Her Story. Make sure you stay tuned, follow us on scbtv.com. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, and we'll see you guys at episode 2.